Your dreams came true. A house for me and you, and you, and you, and you. Energy efficient, airtight, to keep you warm on a cold winter's night. Kids felt strange and you didn't understand. No drafts, no germs, it was a sanitary land. You felt funny and your hubby did too. What in the world were you gonna do? Chemerical came in truck so green. It showed us the problem and taught us how to clean. Chemerical, it's toxic free for you and you and you and me. Chemerical, it's toxic free for you and you and you and me. Chemerical for you and me.
Chemerical. Redefining clean for a new generation.
Bathroom cleaner, disinfectant, air freshener,
We are a nation obsessed with clean houses and clean bodies.
carpet cleaner, oven cleaner,
Millions of products worth billions of dollars, full of thousands of toxic chemicals, are manufactured, consumed, and disposed of every day.
liquid detergent, mold and mildew remover,
North Americans are in contact with over 72,000 chemicals on a yearly basis.
toilet bowl cleaner, shower cleaner,
Women who stay at home have a cancer rate 54% higher than women who work outside of the home. My own mom stayed home, and she died of cancer at 57. All this makes me worried about my son Sebastian and how his health might become compromised by the overwhelming number of chemicals around him every day. When I was growing up, I was bathed in antibacterial soap, crawled on sterilized floors, and swam in our chlorine pool. My clothes were bleached. Heck, my dad even sold cleaners for a living. I've always wondered if there was a better way. What would happen if I asked an average family to live without all these products? Will they crash and burn, or will they redefine clean in the process?
Okay. Do you want me to like repeat a question that you asked me type of thing, or?
Yep.
Yeah, I was talked into this by my wife and my kids. I didn't really want to do this to start off. We spend more money cleaning up after the dogs. That's why we spend so much money on chemicals and everything right now. You know, I'm set in my ways. I like working with things at hand. They're easy to buy at the store. All the detergents, chemicals, deodorants, shampoos, and that's just the way it is.
I guess anything to clean, you're going to use a chemical, basically. That's the products they sell. That's what we know. They work. Why not use it? In school, I'm majoring in environmental science, so I've always kind of had an attachment to the environment. So I just thought that this would be a great learning experience for not only me and my family, but also for everybody else who watches us.
I have mixed different chemicals in the household, floor cleaner, tile cleaner, and my eyes started burning. If there are alternatives, I'd like to do them. I'm not sure that we can, to be completely honest with you. We're going to try. I'm going to show you around the house, and you'll see how desperately we need your help.
All right, so here's a whole bunch of products I've assembled, most of which would go in under the sink in the kitchen. I'm sure there's tons more in the garage. So we have over here softeners for the washer and fabric softeners for the dryer. Now we're upstairs into the main bathroom, and here are some of the products that are not packed away. Okay, thanks.
I don't know how I'm going to be living. It's going to be a really big challenge for me especially. Am I allowed to use hair gel anymore? Like, you know, what am I going to do? Am I going to go get some mud and throw it in there?
See my mom using very powerful cleaner for like the floor when she mops it, and sometimes I'll trigger a nosebleed. I think there might be more arguments and more problems in the house.
For this to work, honestly, for this household, is I need help. Running this house, it's a big thing. It takes a lot of time.
Let's go.
All for one, one for all.
Tell you what, I'm not...
Come on. On top. Let's go. There you go. Okay. Let's do it.
Yeah.
We're gonna cheer now?
Woohoo!
Woohoo!
Wow, how lame.
Good morning, people. Good morning, world. Look at the mess here. I'm just about to do the dishes. Maybe I can say a few words while I'm doing the dishes. We're in a recession. It's not good. I'm a seasonal worker. I'm waiting to go back to work. So, maybe going chemical free will save us some money. I don't know. I'm hoping it does.
After accepting my challenge, Marika panicked and bought regular cleaners to give the house a once-over before the green cleaning process began.
We're trying to figure out what she's doing with all this stuff that she bought, why she bought it when we're going chemical free.
Marika didn't believe the non-toxic cleaners would do a good enough job.
Didn't you just sign up for this whole chemical free thing and then you just bought it?
You know what? We can sell it in a lawn sale.
Yeah, pack it up, buddy.
My philosophy is the only way to break an old habit is replace it with a new good habit. And let's get rid of this stuff. Smell my feet.
Give me something good to eat.
Yeah.
Okay, how am I going to do my spring cleaning is what I want to know.
Don't worry.
The Goode family had agreed to my 3-month experiment, gradually eliminating toxic cleaners and personal care products. But they needed help, so I called Kay Valley, a green cleaning expert, to start them off on the right foot.
Do I have any concerns about going into a house this size and being able to clean it up or anything? No, none at all. It's really about people's expectations, and it's about managing expectations.
So what are you going to teach us? All kinds of stuff?
I don't know if I'm going to teach you anything.
No? You're going to put our asses to work. Is that the name of the game? You're going to bust our old habits and...
I'm Joe.
Hi, Joe. Nice to meet you. Well, can I just start off by asking you guys, how many cleaning products do you think you have in the house right now?
Easily over 25.
Okay, I'm going to go through the house in a few minutes, sorry. I'm going to go through the house in a couple minutes, and what I'm going to do, if you don't mind, if you can just be aware, I'm going to open up all your cupboards, okay? And I'm extraordinarily judgmental, okay? Just
Are you afraid of mice?
This is very nice.
Thank you.
You're welcome. I like your blue paint. Okay, so can I take a look at where you keep your products?
If you must.
Yes, I must.
Okay, right here.
Okay.
First up.
We got some hand soap, some pet stain remover.
Kay Valley took an inventory of their products and found ammonia, used in such products as glass cleaner, which if swallowed can be fatal.
Oh, great, you got front loaded. You're using...
She also found chlorine bleach, which can cause damage to the eyes, skin, and throat. Chlorine is the #1 household poison.
At least it's green.
Their carpet cleaner contained naphthalene, a toxin created from coal tar, which can damage your liver, blood, heart, and brain.
Just because you have all these products, it doesn't mean that one's using them or it's doing the job of getting things clean.
Kay found 40 cleaning products in the Goode's home containing dozens of toxic chemicals.
You know, when you're talking about cleaning, one of the great definitions of cleaning is an absence of everything. Most people tend to start with their kitchen because you're eating food from your plates and things like that. So you want to start taking these things out so they're not going into your body. You're not ingesting them.
What did you just say? We're ingesting the
the chemicals that I'm using.
A lot of residue is still left behind, so you're ingesting all of this.
Is that way, when it's squeaky clean, there's more chemicals if it's squeaky clean?
You know, what do I do if I have to clean my dishes?
Well, first of all, I mean, to do any of this, you're going to have to go shopping, right? You want to look for something that's just a plant-based soap. It doesn't have anything else in it. You don't really need anything else. They're usually in your organic aisle or whatever aisle it is. I can't think of that in your supermarket.
I don't think I've ever seen that, but I will.
I've heard of them.
I actually have a question. What do you mean by plant-based soap?
That it is made from plant byproducts. It is made from plant.
The earliest record of soap dates back to 2800 BC in ancient Babylon. Soap made with vegetable and animal oil was used in various formulations until the advent of detergents made out of petroleum in the 1930s. So, are we cleaner than we were before detergent arrived on the scene?
There's a lot of people who want to go back to the way it was in the past, to the way things were better in our grandparents' generations because it was more natural. Those people are naive about what it was like in the past. In the 1910s and 1920s, women were very much involved in fearing for their children's lives. As many as 1 out of 10 children might die before their first birthday. There was a certain panic, really, a desperation, looking to sanitation, to cleanliness, to getting rid of all the germs in order to save the lives of your family members. That doesn't mean that there was a correlation.
If we are cleaner now, is it really because of all of these products? To find out, I went to see an expert in disease and infection control.
One of the most dangerous places in the house is a surface like that can become contaminated and if not properly cleaned. Just if you take ground beef, this is full of bacteria. It's the most disgusting thing in the world to look at if you grow it in the lab on an agar plate. This lettuce is like a sponge. It sucks up bacteria right into the middle of it. Chicken is you have to assume it's all contaminated with bacteria. The seeds from the bean sprouts are actually grown in other countries and brought over here, and they're germinated, they're grown, but the bacteria is already in the seed.
Now, what do you use in your house?
We just use regular old soap, dish soap, and that's what we do to wash the dishes and to clean the surfaces. The most important thing at the end of the day is just soap and cleaning.
It's just all about?
Yeah, elbow grease and soap and water.
Soap and water.
And letting it dry.
I also wanted to know about using antibacterial soaps that contain antibiotics, like triclosan.
In order for bacterial agents to work, I mean, the contact time is probably 15, 20 seconds, where, it takes 20 minutes for a bacteria to replicate. So it really doesn't serve much purpose. And if a bacteria develops resistant to triclosan, it also becomes resistant to some of the commonest antibiotics that we use to treat ourselves for bacterial infections like erythromycin. The principles here in the bathroom really are no different than the principles in the kitchen. Same old soap, soap and water.
What are your thoughts on air fresheners?
They're totally useless with regards to trying to clean the air or make the air less infectious. Air fresheners or any other product that you would spray around the house is not going to do anything to those viruses. It's not going to have the contact time that's needed in order to kill them. So really, again, a waste of money, but if you like the smell, I guess that's good enough. I can see no benefit from using all of these products that have these exceptional claims of sterilizing our environment when we know that just good soap and water and scrubbing is just as effective. So until somebody shows me the evidence, I'm a bit skeptical, and it's expensive, and it's just thrown into our environment. It's just another product, another chemical that's put into our environment that doesn't need to be there.
Chemerical announces a revolutionary way to clean. Our products are free of toxins like ammonia and chlorine, which were first used in World War I to kill the enemy. Then were reformulated to attack the new enemy, bacteria, mold, and mildew. Chemerical presents toxic-free cleaning the old-fashioned way, using our newly rediscovered non-toxic ingredients. Soap, water, vinegar, baking soda, and some essential oils to give it that personal touch. Chemerical. Redefining clean for a new generation.
Recording?
Yeah.
Hello, chemicals.
Indoor air quality is 10 to 50 times worse than outdoor air, thanks in part to the gas in the products we clean with, known as volatile organic compounds, or VOCs. I called a friend Paul, who specializes in testing VOC levels, and asked him to test the air in the Goode's home.
See what we can find up here.
How many bedrooms up here, Dave?
3 bedrooms.
Used to be 4, till you demolished one.
There's our room, my daughter's room, and there's the boys' room. This is where most of the activity takes place up here.
It's definitely more of a challenge. I mean, it's a small house that are all active in sports and hockey. There's a ton of equipment around.
We'll put the monitor in here for one day as well.
It's a lot more challenging to keep your house clean and with all those people and pets. I'm sure they're cleaning a lot, but it's a question of what they're using to clean as well. A little bit dusty.
There's a little dust.
Little dust going on.
There.
That's it. There isn't even an on button.
Okay.
The quality of the Goode's air will be measured in 3 locations over 3 nights.
Sunday night, here we go. It's time to move our little machine, gadget, thingamadoody here. Dun, 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 dun. And we have success. Here we are in the boys' room. This is the room that's really got to pass the acid test here because this is where Joe Perry sleeps with all his breathing and skin irritations.
VOCs can be emitted from a number of sources. Paul found unacceptable and dangerously high spikes from his readings throughout the house. The reaction to Paul's report was devastating.
I don't know what happened, okay? I started just trusting the way we live, you know, the companies that we support, only to learn I've created like a toxic mill in my house. I'm just so torn, like this is what I've done for so long.
Now, let's see what we got here.
This information was the final push that Marika and her family needed to commit fully to my challenge.
Orange scented cleaner. I'm not living in the past about what I've done wrong. I'm looking towards the future about what I'm going to do right. And I'm happy to see this stuff go. Here's some more detergent. Here's another bag. Okay, relax.
I thought I was doing, you know, good things.
There's going to be some wicked arguments, I'm telling you. Like, it's going to be tough.
I'm getting a little stressed out, Andrew, honestly. I have a lot of laundry that I do.
Well, you can tell this is from the kitchen, downstairs laundry room.
Spray cleaner, tile cleaner.
You know, from the day you were born, I've been subjecting you to, like, all this crap.
But everybody in this whole society is told to use this to wash the dishes.
Okay.
Informed about the toxins, the Goodes realized that they can't just throw them away.
Oh, we get to show the handy-dandy garage door opener. Please be my guest. Oh, we're just gonna stockpile it?
Yep, for now.
Oh, okay, good.
I'll sort it out later.
Okay, here we go.
People experience symptoms when they are exposed to various diverse chemicals in the environment that are not necessarily related, and they experience these symptoms at levels of exposure that are much lower than would be bothering most people.
Are some of these exposures related to the products we use to clean our homes with?
Yes.
Okay, it is so bad in there that I am still reeling from the effects of the perfumes. Can you get a look at my hand?
Cheryl can't even take her dog into the vet's office when he gets sick. She invited me over to her home, but she's so sensitive that I was instructed to clean my body and my clothes with baking soda 4 times before I arrived. Still, that wasn't enough.
See, you're too close. Like, it is affecting me. You see, it's affecting
So
me.
she asked me to wear a scent-free poncho. Do you know why I probably smell that? Because I have a rental car. The rental car that I came in was sprayed with air fresheners that lingered on my clothes.
There. Trying to just get a minute to catch my breath before I have to go into the bank. And I only go into the bank if I really, really need to. I do everything by phone. It's since they've created these laundry soaps and fabric softeners that I've been disabled. So this money, to keep it from smelling up my purse, I keep it in this metal, I keep it in this, and I keep it in a metal container. Because if I put it in my wallet, my whole purse stinks. And most people that have MCS cannot go into a grocery store, can't go to a movie theater. No, I pretty much spend most of my time here. I live close to the river, and I like to go there and take the dogs there. That aspect of it is really hard too, because you're not only dealing with having your world gotten much smaller, but the psychological aspects are difficult.
They're warning us all that we should pay attention. I think the lesson is that they, without anyone even telling them, reduce their exposure to odorous cleaning and laundry and personal care products, and they find that their symptoms improve.
This is baking soda. I use it for cleaning. I'm reacting to toxins. That's basically, you know, I'm reacting to something that might be affecting somebody on a level they don't notice, but you know, I'm we're somewhat like the canary in the coal mine. I know people want to make informed decisions, a lot of people, about what they're using on their babies and their children, and even just for themselves. And if they knew what was in these products, they wouldn't use them.
I stink. The time I spent with Cheryl opened my eyes to the toxins in my neighborhood. At my son's daycare, they use bleach to clean the tables, and their antibacterial soap contains triclosan. Up on the wall, there is an air freshener. Keep out of reach of children, avoid contact with eyes and skin, wear suitable protective clothing. If symptoms develop, new victim to fresh air. Well, isn't this fresh air? By the time you see this film, I may be serving time for taking batteries out of air freshener dispensers. At my favorite lunch spot, I found more air fresheners, dishwashing detergent containing toxins, and their glass was cleaned with ammonia.
When you walk into a supermarket, whatever you see, you grab, you know, I gotta clean, you gotta clean it, right?
The bank employees couldn't tell me how they cleaned, but one confessed to bringing in their own air freshener from home. Although I expected to find toxins, I was more alarmed about how little most of us pay attention to the chemicals all around us. I would hate to think that this is something Sebastian might have to use one day.
Okay, slow down now, please.
America, I know how to drive, okay? Relax.
You know how to drive me crazy, that's for sure.
April and Marika put together a list showing which ingredients to avoid and which to buy. But identifying the ingredients on the labels was another challenge.
SLS and phosphate-free dishwashing liquid.
So how do you find the ingredients in these products? Well, you can't, because they're considered a trade secret.
In Canada, in the US, the law basically favors chemical companies. The burden of proof really falls on the consumer to demonstrate that there's a problem with these things and not on the company that's manufacturing it.
Every year, tens of thousands of children under the age of 5 are poisoned by the chemicals found in our household cleaners and personal care products. Yet, the chemical industry has convinced us that this is a suitable and reasonable risk to accept for having their products in our homes.
I mean, this whole sort of explosion of badly tested toxic chemicals in our daily lives has really happened since the Second World War, when the chemical industry just started pumping out these new pesticides, these new kinds of chemicals, and looking for ways to infiltrate these different consumer products in our homes. Regulators, governments, the people that are supposed to be protecting consumers from the dangers of these sorts of things just haven't been doing their job over the last few decades and are still trying to catch up.
I got it. It's right here. It was a lot cheaper. Yeah. My ticker tape here.
The Goode spent a quarter of what it normally costs to do the same job, except this time it's toxic-free.
A lot less stuff to put in the trunk too. I don't want to get a glass because there's residue, chemical residue on the glass. So I'm going to drink from the jug. I think that's a bunch of hocus pocus and hooey.
Even with the old cleaners gone and the ingredients to make toxic-free cleaners waiting to be mixed, it appears that the Goodes have been hesitant to take action. What's happened in the past week?
I'll tell you what's happened. Those vinegar bottles, they sat in the hallway for a freaking week.
It's been a busy week. It's been a little stressful though, I'll tell you, because they haven't been handy.
I just think we haven't been cleaning other than the dishes.
It's all of a sudden like, now what do I do? I mean, I understand that the toxicity of what I was doing, but they were gone. Now what do I do? I mean, it's a very practical thing for me, and I couldn't connect the dots of how I was going to make this work with the very little time frames.
Here's the soap that we bought with your dad and Andrew. Before there was like a coating that was left on the dishes and you couldn't really do that. Isn't that neat? So, I don't know, I think we're onto something good here.
After a week of laundry piling up, Marika sprung into action and made her first batch of soap.
Anyway, here we go. I took 4 cups of water. Kind of cool, huh? I'm going to stir it for a couple minutes, and then I'm going to leave it alone until tomorrow. It should be a liquid gel.
What we're doing like, it's kind of like a 3-month project. and we're not allowed to use any kind of chemicals in any way, like no laundry detergents. And eventually we're gonna get to the point where there's no personal hygiene, anything. It's just all homemade stuff. Like the hardest part's gonna be like my hair gel, like brushing my teeth, like soap in my body.
Yo, if you're gonna do that 3 months, just shave your head.
Yeah, shave
No,
your
do a
head.
fade. Yo, I'll get you.
I was talking to Mrs. Goode about how going chemical-free is actually benefiting them. We're talking about how we're talking about detergents and how detergents have chemicals in them, and it's bad for your skin.
How you guys gonna clean up the smell?
Well,
After I go to the washroom.
Like, 'cause you stink up my whole house. There's one go.
Open the windows. That's the most natural thing you can do, just open the windows.
Chemerical presents VOC free for you and for me. In the past, we replaced one indoor air pollutant with another. But now Chemerical presents a new generation of non-VOC living with our revolutionary new product, OTW. For fresh air, simply open the window. For small odors, we recommend OTW-AC. Open the window a crack. For larger odors, go for the OTW-ATW. Open the window all the way. Chemerical, redefining clean for a new generation.
1 bar of soap, a cup of washing soda, 1 cup of borax. That's it. That's all that's in there.
Marika's laundry detergent works so well that she asked us to come over and watch her stir up some more fun recipes. So how many loads of laundry can you do with all that?
If you use a 1/4 cup, probably over 100. Whole pail probably costs $2. You know what? It's incredible. My clothes are perfectly fine. They're not staticky. They actually feel more natural.
Good laundry suds. Okay, start mopping. Let me clean it. Where's the?
Yay, he's doing it.
Gotta put some muscle in it.
Doing a
Need
fabulous job, Dave.
There's some stuff stuck on the floor there.
This
Give me
is a joy.
Give me that.
I just bought a pair of brand new shoes and they got all dirty. Usually I use like laundry detergent to clean the dirt off. I went downstairs, there's nothing here. Now I'm stuck with the cloth and some water. I used mom's homemade stuff and you know, I had to do a little bit of extra scrubbing. But you know what, it came off pretty nice.
The beauty about this water, it's so filthy, is now you can easily pour it down the toilet and not worry about the chemicals.
Dispose. You know, I actually kind of feel good about putting that down the toilet like that. You know, I don't feel bad about putting chemicals into the lake.
Washing soda, water, and lemon juice. I'm really getting a kick out of using products that I cook with on my house.
It's squeaky clean.
Olive oil. You know what? It's a lot of fun. It's like back in chem lab, you know, creating this stuff. I'm very proud of that. I've never done that in my life. Pretty good, eh? Mwah!
Deodorant, toothpaste, hair gel, hairspray, shampoo, conditioner.
If traditional household cleaners are filled with toxins, what about products designed to clean our bodies?
In the 17th century, which was
one of the dirtiest, I think maybe the dirtiest period in Europe. They were terrified of warm water. Their doctors had told them, you get in warm water, open your pores, that's how disease enters your body. People began to decide that it was not really pleasant to be close to somebody who was smelling of sweat. This was a kind of new feeling in human society, believe it or not. It had been, sweat was like a thing like roses or pine forest. Less and less do we ever want to come into contact with our real human body. A male friend has said that our goal is to smell as if we're not on this earth, to eradicate any smell that we might have as human beings, and then to add on to it the most bizarrely inappropriate smells like mango or vanilla. But there's something very, very bad, very repulsive now about smelling like a human being.
Now that they've embraced green cleaning, it was a good time to move the Goode family into the second phase of my challenge, the removal of personal care products.
That is the deodorant
Okay.
that I use. I try to keep it the same brand, so it's like the same kind of general smell. Pretty big on my own personal, like hygiene, like with how I smell, especially around like the girls and all that kind of thing, right? And I want to try to impress them, whatever, right?
He's definitely very aware of the scent in his products. Fragrance is the ingredient that's used, but inside fragrance is made of phthalates, and phthalates are plastic chemicals which essentially will build up in your system and have been associated with various types of cancer.
Phthalates are in personal care products, cosmetics, and hundreds of other items. Studies have linked their use to a drop in male sperm count and a reduction in the birth rates of male offspring.
Women use makeup. Your body does absorb the makeup through your eyes, and what you put on your lips you end up eating and ingesting, and what you spray on your body or in the air you end up inhaling, which gets absorbed through your lungs.
Petroleum.
She probably could find a natural body cream and face cream that has no parabens. It can be an ethyl, methyl, butyl. It can be any type of paraben. It's considered to be an estrogen mimicking substance.
Sodium lauryl sulfate is the second ingredient.
Very interesting.
Isn't that fantastic?
And this one is called ammonium lauryl sulfate. So that's still a sulfate.
Sodium lauryl sulfate is a foaming agent. SLS is linked to known carcinogens and is in almost everything we use, from toothpaste to dishwashing soap.
When we remove the products that we use, we really need the other products.
Yeah.
Because there really can't be a time lapse between this.
Well, we've done without soap for like about a week.
This is going to be a bit of an adjustment. You are going to experience a shift in consistency and how things feel. It's going to feel different to what you're used to.
Phthalates, parabens, and sodium lauryl sulfate are just 3 ingredients in a long list to be concerned about. What are your alternatives? Go natural.
Welcome to Green Beaver. Come on in. We got nothing to hide.
Green Beaver is a family-run business, and unlike the giant corporations that refuse to allow our cameras in, citing security reasons, Alain opened his doors and treated me like family.
A great bunch of people. We have Danielle. She is responsible for counting and does just about everything around here. Here's Karen. I'm not sure what Karen does. She's my wife, but so we're gonna go into the warehouse before we get into the production room. We're gonna see. I'm gonna show you how we receive the products and how everything is controlled. Here we go. Here it is. So every time there's an ingredient that comes in, it has to be quarantined. That's the first thing. It's not allowed to go in the plant and into production. So we quarantine the product and we separate it into organic and non-organic. So for example, water would be considered a non-organic. And then a sample is taken and it is tested in the laboratory to ensure that what it says that what's in there is actually what's in there. Even though the products come with a certificate that says that what's in there is in there, we have to double check to make sure. So we have all kinds of products. For example, we have this beautiful buried 3,000-old marine sea salt from Saskatchewan that we're testing right now. Here we have carrot seed oil. Great for the skin, but it's also great on salads as well. They're working right now in the batching room, so come on in. And the smell, the cacao really comes out, eh? Well, actually, you can eat the products. That's the great thing about what we do here, is we make edible products. I mean, again, you know, if you can't eat it, then you shouldn't be putting it on your skin. Here we are mixing a lotion, a gardener's body lotion. Of course, as with any kitchen, as you're cooking, if you wish, you're also cleaning as you go along. Basically, all we use is just straight soap, and to sterilize, we have to use alcohol. So here we go. We have roughly 1,000 bottles of apple mint shampoo by the smell of it. Sits there for a week. Then we proceed to the filling room. That's Gilbert, the head filler here at the Green Beaver Company. This is the vice president of labeling. She gets that title because she's my mother.
Haven't you done enough for him?
Of course, at the beginning of anybody switching over to natural or organic products, there's always that adaptation phase. But hang in there, and I can promise you that after you've acclimatized, if you already got used to natural products, because they're gonna feel different. I mean, natural scents are different than the fragrance one and so forth. I can guarantee you in a year from now, you're gonna look back and say, I can't believe that I was using those other products all my life. I mean, I just can't stand them anymore. It gets to a point where you get used to the natural stuff. It just gets to the point you can't go back.
Stop filming and just drive.
Okay. I'm driving. Bad time to ask you about the chemical-free stuff.
Stripping them of cleaning products was easy, but convincing the Goodes that their personal care products had to go was too much for April, who was swamped with school and loved her products. Even Dave was slipping up, taking secret trips to the garage to grab some toxic cleaners.
Guess what I just did? I was tempted and I gave in.
Marika, convinced that there was no turning back, decided to safely dispose of her toxic products for good.
Gavin! Sweetie pie, come on down. We're going to the toxic wasteland.
Here's some of the stuff you spray before you put like on the tough stains called spray and wash.
What do you know about any of that stuff?
That's the problem with her. Like, she doesn't know when I do stuff, and then when I say I do stuff, she doesn't believe me.
It's nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you.
And we're gonna just take some
Sure.
shots around.
Yeah, yeah.
Shot of us walking out.
Okay, yeah. People bring in glass cleaners, floor cleaners, wax strippers. Some of it contains acetones and other paints. We do take cosmetics from people. The mouthwash and the toothpaste, that has small amounts of fluoride. This is an explosion-proof room, and it has explosion-proof lighting. It's spill contained, and this is where we put all our hazardous materials in.
Terrific drain opener, yeah.
Yep. So what do you do with the plastic bottles?
The material would become impregnated in the plastic, so the contaminated plastic would be harder to recycle at this point. Basically regular garbage.
Regular garbage?
Yeah, regular household garbage.
So they're put in a landfill?
Yeah.
It's getting close soon, bud. I'm in the car.
Sometimes I've had like 20, 30 bottles from one person. Sometimes a person will be cleaning out their basement, and they'll have like boxes and boxes of it.
Oh, yeah!
What is your father doing?
We had approximately 75,000 people that used the services we provide.
Let's roll!
This service, which is provided by the city, takes your toxic cleaners, and on their website, they show you how to make green cleaners. Fortunately, most cities have places like this. Unfortunately, most people don't use them. Where the Goodes live, only 75,000 people out of 2.5 million residents use the 6 facilities.
You want us to take this out for you?
No, that's fine.
You sure?
Yeah, that's fine.
Look like you got a lot of this stuff here.
No, we got it all. This was
No, like he doesn't have a lot of this stuff.
Because it's the end of the day, and they've already dealt with all of it.
How do you know?
Well, you can bring paint here too? Yeah, you can. What about batteries?
Yeah.
How much stuff do you have here?
So this is a full one. You don't want it?
No, we're not going to use chemicals anymore in our house.
It was a mistake.
Yeah, now see, we put it for the reusable program. So we keep it here, the good stuff. People come and take it, eh?
What do you mean the good stuff?
I understand.
I mean, you know, these are full ones. Some people, they prefer to take it. They're buying it. You are already decided you are not going to
See, what she doesn't understand.
It's okay, Dad, you're spilling all over. You're spilling it all over.
Well, I'm bringing like chemicals to the chemical place, and the guy's telling me he's going to sell it. That's a bit of a problem for me.
My wife still buy. She paid $3 for this stuff. So, I mean, not all the people are against to that now. So still people learning it, eh?
The Goodes' attempted disposal got me thinking about the life cycle of these chemicals.
You can see what's coming out of the stack is going to hit us. It'll be on the road. It's going right down Tasman on the res. See how it just come out and drops.
Some of the ingredients found in the Goodes' products are manufactured here, at one of hundreds of factories of its kind around the world.
I know people that can come here and tell you what every chemical you're breathing in is by smell, but I don't have that. Our mortality rate is 55. And so you take that information and you compound that with the birth problems, the reproductive problems that we're having. Every woman in Amjadong has had a miscarriage.
This is my daughter, Felicia Lockridge, but I worry about her health, like just to play out in the ditch or play, you know, it's just water running by, but what is actually in that water or in the dirt and, you know, just playing out in the grass with the dog, you know, you don't know what you're picking up or what's falling, what the outfall was.
You look outside at your children playing and you know what your children are being exposed to by playing outside, and you can't say to your child, don't play outside. It's hard enough in today's world to get your kids to go outside and play, you know, with Nintendos and Sonys and all these other things that keep them glued to a box. Now we let them go outside and play, and we have to worry every moment they're outside. The fact that we have to have a Victims of Chemical Valley memorial is absolutely insane. They don't want to fix it. They don't want to face it. They don't want to face the backlash from industry. They just want us to shut up.
Living in the shadows of smokestacks and with the fear of being poisoned by a chemical release, Ron and Ada worry about their family's health, much like Patricia and Luella did in the 1970s, when they moved into a subdivision built beside 22,000 tons of toxic chemicals, known as the Love Canal. Not soon after, they learned how truly dangerous chemicals can be.
I had 3 boys. We moved into Love Canal.
Well, I had 2 boys when we first moved in there, and the third one was born while we lived there. They used to play in the creek, which again had all the black gook. It used to ooze down from the storm sewer, and there was an easement that and the storm sewer is emptied out into the creek. And the children played there. Well, you thought nothing of it. You just sort of thought it was mud or whatever. But this third son developed an illness when he was 7 years old, and he passed away.
Luella's son's autopsy showed that he died from exposure to dioxin. Dioxin is a byproduct from the manufacture of chemicals found in common household cleaners, like the ones we found in the Goode's home. There was stuff in there that was related to chlorine.
Chlorine, fluorine, bromine. I mean, there were all of them. All of the halogens were in there, and so
So those are products that are common elements in a lot of the typical cleaners that you buy today in the store.
They would say, we could go in your cupboard and find toxic stuff there. And, you know, when they tested our homes.
When they were testing, I mean, they made you remove everything from the homes, even your laundry detergent or anything like that you had.
Just like our experiment with the Goodes, the authorities asked Luella to remove her cleaning products before they tested her air 30 years ago. Speaking to Pat and Luella makes me wonder why we were still not being told the whole story about what our cleaners are doing to our indoor air quality.
This area was bulldozed of any homes, and now there are no plans to build homes here. Their plan is to turn it into a park.
So how many homes were in the area?
I just remember the figure that over 900 people were relocated.
It bothers me to go back into Love Canal. You just went there, and to see the people that moved in that just don't understand. And okay, the adults made an adult decision, but they brought those children, and they had put a playground right next to where there's still 20,000 tons of chemicals buried.
Once toxic chemicals have been manufactured, they never really leave our environment. They're usually buried in places like this, and then covered by fresh homes, with a whole new generation of families exposed to their hidden dangers. When you consider all of this, buying non-toxic products makes a whole lot of sense.
Oh, so nice to see you.
Every household had a little wire basket with a handle, and she would save up all the scraps of soap, put it in the hot water in the sink, and swish it around till she got soap suds, so she could wash her dishes. You didn't spend so much time, you know, looking at the shelves and saying, gee, what can I buy? Like you do today. It's appalling.
Oh, you know, I spend hours and hours and hours at the drugstore, or I used to.
Yeah.
You know, just reading all the products, and I thought I was making good decisions.
The only thing that I can think about is white vinegar and water for cleaning with. Windows, of course, mirrors, faucets, silverware. She used baking soda for that, too.
Now that we've gone toxic-free, those are the ingredients that I use.
Yeah.
That I've come right back to. He's funny though, you know. All right, how do you do this? So I've had to learn how to create the products and use the products just from bare basics.
Yeah.
From what you're saying when you're a little girl.
Yeah.
Now I have to teach everybody else in the families to do it too, because I don't want to be the only one, and especially the kids. I want them to know so that they can teach other people and their own kids, right?
Oh, absolutely, yeah.
See you soon.
I walked into the drugstore the other day, and there was all these deals and points that you could get for free items. And I couldn't find anything in there that I wanted. I walked out empty-handed for the first time in my life. So we have gone back. We have gone back quite a number of years, but I'm feeling really good about that because I really see the change in me. I have more energy. I'm getting up earlier. I'm actually fitting more things into my day, which I thought was totally impossible. Even with every breath I take, believe it or not, I can now feel my breath go right back to the back of my nasal passages, whereas before, I knew I was breathing, but I didn't feel the breath, the air rush going into my nostril. And now when I smell those toxic chemicals, it's like, oh my God, it's get it away from me.
Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to create now my bathroom disinfectant.
During week 6 of my challenge, Marika began to refine her home-brewed products, much to the delight of her family.
Won't smell like chemicals anymore. Oh.
Well, except for April.
So did you use my shampoo? No. How come the bottle didn't go down?
I don't know about brushing your teeth, but there's some pretty bad breath around here. Some pretty bad body odor around here.
No good.
April.
I'm chemical free. I drink non-preservative beer only.
Mama Goode's product.
I like to label everything because I've heard the complaint. Anyway, look at my shelf up here. Isn't this absolutely amazing? It feels good to have space for the brain, knowing that one is toxic and one is not. It's huge. But cleaner, yeah, I feel cleaner.
For almost 2 weeks, while the Goode family had been using natural store-bought personal care products, like the ones from Green Beaver, they then became interested in mixing some of their own.
I'll save for the hair.
Okay, we need 2. Okay, 2 tablespoons of jojoba. Very good. Oh, in the same, this is the bowl we're using.
In with the
sweetie.
jojoba.
Oh, I don't know why we have a teaspoon.
Half
of
a
sugar.
teaspoon.
Yeah,
Half a teaspoon.
I don't want it. Yeah,
Okay.
very good. Okay, now we need 20 to 25 drops of the spearmint.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23. So that's our toothpaste?
That's the homemade toothpaste. Gavin, you want the purple one?
Here's some water, and get one of those bowls ready to spit into. Here, look that.
That's disgusting.
What consistency do you want your deodorants? Because I have spray-on deodorants, like herbal ones. 1 part baking soda, and then whatever essential oil you pick. Olean jelly.
Yeah, like that was, okay, rub it.
Ew. It's like in your armpit hair.
It looks like flaky white
It looks like flaky white, like antiperspirant.
Is it working?
Yeah. All right, let's go full hog.
With the toxic purge nearing its completion, April emerged from her exams reinvigorated and hungry to learn about what was in her cosmetics.
So I'm going to be looking at the hazard or toxic levels of different cosmetics, and I'm going to be looking for what I should be looking for when I buy new cosmetics and makeup products, because at this point I have no idea what to look for. So there's this really cool website. It's called cosmeticdatabase.com.
I think that it is really important to let everybody know, but especially young girls know, that we have to be educated ourselves about what kinds of chemicals we're putting on our bodies, what kinds of companies we're giving our money to. And a really great tool to do that is the Skin Deep database, which is www.cosmeticdatabase.com.
I just started typing in a bunch of random names that I knew off the top of my head. A good portion of the name brands that I put in there came out either moderately toxic or had high toxicity levels.
In 2007, we looked at 33 popular brands of red lipstick and found out that 61% of the products contained lead. We also heard from some of the companies, well, lead is really only a problem just for children. You know, we know that lead is a very potent neurotoxin. It can interfere with brain development, and so it is most dangerous during developmental phases when children are small. But I wanted to say to some of these men, where do you think children come from?
For me, like, if I want my makeup done, I usually just call Hannah. And then whatever she has, I don't even think twice. I just let her do it.
But I look for quality though. Like I know I can spend $30, $40 in one item, but I know it'll last me and it's not gonna like gunk up and look like crap in a half an hour. I look at what fixes my problems now and my flaws, and as long as it fixes that, then.
Armed with research, April and Hannah hit the streets in search of toxic-free cosmetics.
Yeah, well, I have a list of ingredients that we should be looking out for not to buy.
Picked up a few mascaras because that's one of the things I'm looking for. And everything has lots and lots of parabens.
Unfortunately, personal care products are not regulated like food, where you can be sure that organic or natural beef, has some rigorous set of standards behind it. It's not the case with personal care products. Companies can use those terms, organic, natural, pure, gentle, hypoallergenic, doctor recommended, without any legal standards whatsoever. They mean nothing.
The good news is, if you can make a milkshake, you can make your own cosmetics.
This is where you need to use a mask often, if I'm making large quantities.
Very easy to make. You're going to make it right now.
I'm going to make it?
Yes, you're going to make
You're
it.
going to trust me to do this?
Yep.
Jan and I created some glorious red lipstick that tasted good too. Tastes pretty good. When April caught wind of my experience, she wanted in on the action.
You wanted to make a baby pink kind of lipstick? Okay, and we want to use all natural ingredients.
Okay.
Beeswax, Candelia wax, shea butter, which is from the carrot nut tree in Africa. We've got castor oil, jojoba. For color, we're going to work with a red oxide. And we are going to have to use carmine, which is from cochineal. Which is a bug.
Okay.
Slow, slow, slow.
So how much is this going to make?
It's going to make about 24 lipsticks. Straight down, straight up, and there's your lipstick.
Look at that. That. Yeah, what does it not have?
It doesn't have parabens, it doesn't have antifreeze, it doesn't have lead.
I think in a lot of products I found tar was an ingredient in there. All that kind of stuff. So there you go.
And it's got stuff that's healing to your lips too.
Yeah, it feels really nice. Some lipsticks feel a little bit dry. This doesn't. It's pretty.
As the Goodes look to the past for their natural solutions, I wondered what new ideas may redefine the way our children will clean in the future. Biomimicry, from bios meaning life, and mimesis meaning to imitate, is a science that studies nature's best ideas and imitates these designs and processes to solve human problems.
How does nature clean surfaces?
how does nature either create clean surfaces or clean dirty surfaces? Look at what those questions might be, and then you dive into the world of biology looking for great case studies. The lotus plant grows in this incredibly muddy, murky water, and it opens up, and the leaf, of course, is always clean. It needs to be cleaned, because the moment it's got dirt or muck on it, it's no longer collecting sun. It's no longer doing its job of getting energy and nutrients for the plant. So it opens up, and you've got all this mud that washes away with the rain every time. And so researchers looked at it and said, well, obviously it's got to be a super smooth surface. It's got to be some sort of unique surface that we've never seen before. So they went and did a whole bunch of research. So they looked in, and at the micro level, the surface of the lotus leaf is so rough, it's actually about texture. What happens is you've got this micro texture that is so small that water beads can never actually sit. So what happens is the moment there's water, the water never, there's no crack for the water to sit in. It always has to roll. So whenever it moves, whenever there's water, it rolls across the surface of the leaf. And as it rolls, it picks up all the dirt, picks up whatever's on the top, and it cleans itself. We're beginning to design fabrics that self-clean. We're beginning to design surfaces that dirt and substances can't stick to, don't adhere to, and that all you need is water to break things up.
I was watching the sex show the other day. They were talking about how your natural smells bring out animal instincts in your partner. And I'll just leave it at that. But yeah. Oh, it
smells good.
Oh, it smells good?
Yeah.
Yeah, all natural, yeah.
See, it's,
Yummy.
it's the animal magnetism.
Let's go canoeing. We'll find our spot.
Oh gosh, yeah. Yeah, you guys, when I came in here, there's like nothing. There's no smells, there's no odor, there's absolutely zero. You've just put your things together, you've made what you needed to make.
It's absolutely fantastic, the money I'm saving.
I am so totally impressed with her.
Yeah.
She has done an incredible, incredible job. The changes that you make don't have to be expensive, and that it's about taking your time and finding out what works for you. You try something, it doesn't work, you try something else, and be willing to take that journey.
A micron is 1/10 the size of a human hair. So that's dust that you can't see. Gradually, there's an accumulation of these toxins in your body, and over the long term, they have a health effect on you.
You're sneezing less, I'm waking up earlier. I mean, I don't have as hard a time waking up in the morning, that's for sure.
Yeah, well, you've really detoxed your body as well as your home. When we did the initial test, we found pretty high levels of volatile organic compounds. There were a lot of different chemical products in use at the time, so there was a real chemical soup going on. And now we just did another test, and it was much less than half of what it was before, which has actually taken it from a level that needs remediation down to a level that's acceptable and healthy.
I'm still the same person. I still do the same things every day. I still brush my teeth, I still wash my hair, and it does get clean.
Look at this, I just make it. Costs less than 50 cents to make a jar. I'll never buy, hair products again.
And even I've started getting breathing better and feeling better around the house.
This is a test that we're doing for the documentary, but for me,
it's really a lifestyle change. And I want them to carry on with this. Like, I don't want to go back to the chemical products.
I don't think they're going to forget this ever. I think they're going to continue with it because we're going to continue with it. We've shown our kids the right way, and they're going to show their kids the right way.
I think my family has come together through this experience. Yeah, I think this experience we're better for it, for sure.
Redefining clean for the goods came down to buying green products, mixing simple, natural ingredients at home, and finding a will to change. As for me, as a father, I've learned that there really are alternatives to toxic-dependent living. And I do not need to pass on my toxic legacy to my son, Sebastian.
Chemerical presents Redefining Clean for a New Generation. Tired of stinking lemony fresh? Flushing toxins down your drain? And breathing in VOCs in your home and office? Chemerical is here to help. Just follow these 8 easy steps to detoxify your world. Take an inventory of all the products you have in your home. Read the ingredients. If there are no labels, then call the manufacturer and ask for a data sheet, or consider replacing it with a product that has ingredients labeled on it. Dispose of your old products properly. Consult your local government to find out how. Make your own green products. Go to chemicalnation.com to find out how. Buy store-bought solutions. Ask your office manager about the products they clean with and speak to your coworkers about your concerns. Ask your children's principal about the products they clean your school with and demand greener alternatives. Screen Chemerical for your family and friends, and then have a make your own cleaning solutions party. Chemerical. Redefining clean for a new generation.
Your dreams came true, a house for me and you, and you, and you, and you. Energy efficient, airtight, to keep you warm on a cold winter's night. Kids felt strange and you didn't understand. No drafts, no germs, it was a sanitary land. You felt funny and your hubby did too. What in the world